Ministravaganza day 2. It's the end of our day 2. One more stream is all we got to do today. Day 2. All right, we're continuing on Ministravaganza day number 2. We're keeping it going. We're keeping it hype. The energy around the office, Summer, is electric, one would say. Yeah, everybody's excited. All the previews, all the behind the scenes, all stuff. It's got the whole community in a chatter and having fun and excited about the future and what's to come. And speaking of the future and what's to come, we've got our Legion Outer Rim terrain set on the table. You're getting ready for that Legion refresh. You're going to need some more terrain. And we're going to show you all about it, and we're going to paint it right now. Let's do it, Summer. It's the last stream of the day. It's the last stream of the day. We're going to paint some Legion terrain on the last stream of the day. Hey. All right, I got my big old dry brush. I should probably put on a glove. Just because I'm going to have oily fingers. And as you can see, so this is about 2 sets of the outer rim. I love that I was able to do some fun and interesting things. Now, obviously, I've done plastic card basing for mine, just to make it a little different, to give it a little footies, but also because I wanted to connect the parts. So like, this is a straight wall, this is a straight wall. I've chopped mine up quite a bit. I might not on camera. I can move it.
Train's always so difficult to get on camera.
I know, it's big and awkward, and some of it's out of focus, some of it's in focus. So this is the same piece. I wanted to create that like little corner where it's been busted. You got a little battle going on. I started my stormtroopers earlier, right? So, this is where they're going to be battling it out at my home game. So, I put the pieces and put it on a little piece of plastic card and mapped it out, cut it up. I did a little sandpaper to bevel the edge. This is all just pumice and rocks and little doodads. As you can see, I added some little extra chunks here and there to fill it out and to give it some uniqueness. And I did that on all the pieces. So this is one of the curved. So I just mirrored them and did not a lot of damage on this one, not really much at all. This one got some damaged holes, right? Where somebody's taking cover, nicked the corner, right? I love doing this one where you put 2 curves next to each other and get almost like a little pillbox. And I got some little extra bits, a little blaster, little crate. And this one's got a little backpack, another blaster, another crate. And I chopped up the edges just a little bit more, just to make it a little more battle damage. So that's what I've done. And now it's time to start dry brushing. So I got my paints out. Remember, I'm going to use a big old brush. I'm going to get rid of almost all the paint on the brush. I just want light coverage. And start giving it some flicks. I'm going to go down and slightly cattywampus. That's just me picking a direction. Down is good because it hits the top. And then at a little angle gives me that little bit of directional lighting. Maybe you go back and forth. Whatever feels good. Do you use any pigment dust with that terrain, or is it all painted? This is all painted. I love pigment dust. Super awesome, fun stuff to use. But this is just one quick airbrush over black primer. Nothing too fancy. Just join what terrain is this? This is the new Legion Outer Rim terrain. It has lots of different parts. You can put them in any way you want. I custom made these little footies. I call them footies. I know, it's funny, right?
It seems appropriate though.
It's little footies. It's a little footy. It would be nice to go through after getting it all painted and maybe doing a little dust on there, a little weathering dust. Weathering dust is really nice stuff. Right, we're just getting those edges picked out right now on that brown. Simple airbrush. You could have done this without an airbrush as well. You don't need the airbrush at all. Could have sponged it on, would have worked great. I just made sure that as I got into the corners, I left more of the black primer showing. I love mashing that brush in there just a little bit extra heavy sometimes, right? I can show you a Shatterpoint building for scale.
Bring it down just a little more. There you go.
These were, the idea is you can use your Shatterpoint train and your Legion train together. It's like it was planned. Don't tell anybody though. So as you can see, my Shatterpoint train is painted the same color. And I'm just sort of matching it, Just getting that same sort of vibe. Doesn't have to match perfect. Just gotta get close. It's just terrain. It's an important character, but it's very forgiving. That's why I don't usually sweat it. It's like getting stuck in there and paint some terrain. What planet or theme do you envision your train scheme to go with? So I like playing in the world of Shatterpoint, and so I don't typically go for like Fallujah or Hoth. It's kind of just my own scheme. Fits my bases. It fits my it fits the my home setup. So I mean, it's very much reminiscent of maybe when we were looking at Shatterpoint, designing Shatterpoint terrain, we looked a lot at Batu and places like that for inspiration, instead of trying to be like the Hoth set. And sort of give it its own little identity. So I like playing in that world. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's do the next set. I painted some other terrain though, and like going to Adepticon, I saw all the really cool Shatterpoint terrain painted up in all the different schemes, and I thought it was so cool. And it sort of makes me want to expand and maybe do another set. The trains team at Adepticon had a. Did you see the Bad Batch Shatterpoint?
Yeah.
The one that was inspired by Bad Batch, so it's like gray and red.
Yeah.
Man, I thought that was so cool, and I kind of got jealous and wanted to do one myself. Will Schick, he's bored.
He's gonna watch you paint and eat popcorn.
He's done for a day. He has nothing to do.
Not until tomorrow.
What kind of popcorn did you get?
Olive oil and sea salt.
Oh, that's the good from Trader.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man,
Yeah.
that's the good stuff.
TJ stuff.
The TJs. It's good stuff. They're asking about what planet or theme do I envision. I was just telling them I'm kind of like in Shatterpoint. You have a set
Yeah.
that you have painted. You have the full set painted, right?
Mhm.
What world do you imagine? Do you imagine like the world of Shatterpoint or
There's just generic outer rim.
generic outer rim?
Yeah.
That's where I like the generic outer rim of Shatterpoint.
I painted. Well, it's been on game streams before. I painted
Mhm.
my gantries and like all the metal bits. They're like really shiny, cyberpunky, kind of like cyan blue. So it's
Yeah.
metal with cyan blue, so it's really bright. Which I like how it complements the. I did the more yellow tan that you see on the.
Yours is more reminiscent. Your
Yeah, the
your
block.
base color is more reminiscent of the studio set.
Yep.
Mine's warmer with darker. Now I do. Once again, I was telling about the Bad Batch set that the Adepticon team had, and how I was kind of jealous of that Bad Batch set. And one thing I love is they put the striping, which I put the striping on my Shatterpoint train on the walls, but they put the striping on the gantries. And so now I'm like, I have to go back and add that to my gantries because it just sets up the flow, and it feels more not road like, but you know what I mean.
Yep.
It gives it a sense of direction.
No, all that Shatterpoint stuff they did for the Tales of the Adepticon was amazing.
Any thoughts of AMG doing a set of lower levels of Coruscant train sets so Anakin and Obi-Wan can chase would-be assassins in? Honestly, I think Spike
We're on the list.
First I'll put it on the list. Marco.
I went home for the day,
No.
and by home I mean the hotel.
Kevin. Sculpt some.
I'm still here.
You can paint. Once again, I'm going the Adepticon train team. They did a lower levels of Coruscant, Pantora themed paint job on the Shatterpoint train. They did black and then some airbrush teals and magentas and colors like that, and it very much was reminiscent of Pantora or the Underworld of Coruscant, and it was perfect for what you're talking about there, Spike.
I mean, we have that whole set painted for terrain photography that's done in the same style.
We do. We have a set of train painted, and I think we photographed that. Has some of that been in marketing yet?
Yeah, the rebel stuff. I'll go get it. I think it's in the other room.
Yeah, we got a set. Chick's gonna go grab it and we'll show it to you. Exactly what we did. It's fun to see creative ideas with the same trains. Yeah, and modding the train sets, right? Like, I added some parts and some tubes to mine, and then if you watched the streams where I've modded these up and stuff like that, it's like all miniatures, it's just a foundational start, right? It's a start to hobby. It's not, this is the way it is and you have to do it right out of the box. It's a hobby, so you can, get in there and modify it. That's just hobbying. That's a fun in miniatures game and very inherent to the world and philosophy of miniature gamers all around the world for years. And, we totally embrace that here at Atomic Mass Games. If you're like, well, I don't like that building, I want it to be 2 stories. Do it up. Add second story to it. I want to see it. Please post it online So we can see it because it's inspiring. Oh, look at that. All right.
Hold on, you want
Whoa, I'm breaking studio stuff. Tell me when you're in.
that? I'm in there.
So you can see how different that looks just by the paint job, right? And this side's magenta. You got that magenta from that angle, but as you turn it, it turns yellow. And you got the teal on the corner, right? And then you do like a little edge highlighting, a little silver smacking on there. Looks really, really good. And it gives you that Pantora vibe. Let me show you this other one. Chick brought two.
I did.
Oh, I'm la verde. And the big tower. Once again, magentas and teals. Little yellow splash. I like throwing a little orange in there too. If you're feeling sassy and spicy.
We didn't do gantries for this set though.
There's no gantries for that?
No, because it was all background for.
Oh,
There's a whole table that goes with it. Remember?
I mean, we have to get some gantries made.
Apparently.
Tony!
You went home too.
Everybody went home. Were they just done working? Rude. When I use additional soldier as a phase 2 mortar trooper in my client, can he use the same weapon as other clothes? Well, I'm not answering that question. Devs can answer that question. This is a paint stream. You missed the stream that question could be answered in. I don't do math. How do I get an AMG cup? The easiest way is to get hired at AMG. That's it. I mean, it's the easiest way.
That's the only thing you got to do.
That's all you gotta do. I mean, we're always looking for people with dope skills.
Bonus if they're Dizzope skills.
We always looking for the dizopest of the skills. Somebody wants to know, I'm going to go ahead and, since you're here and it's the last stream of day 2. When I use additional soldier as a phase 2 mortar trooper, I don't know what any of that means, in my clone unit, can he use the same weapon as the other clothes or is he equipped only with his weapon?
Heavies always have the base weapon of the unit. So if you want them to add the normal die instead of the heavy die,
You absolutely can.
I'm like 99% sure it still works that way.
It's day 2, it's the end of the day.
It's day 2 and there's only about 15 different versions of the rules rattling around in my old dome. So
You need a dedicated dev for that
Right.
one.
Same idea as to like why those KX droids in the riot control squad, right? They have E11s even though on the card themselves for the upgrade they don't say E11.
Yeah.
Right.
You guys need a coffee guy. I can order coffee like no other. So
We're old. No one needs coffee after 5.
I am still sipping
Oh.
a
You're
latte.
not sleeping tonight. You're not sleeping tonight.
It's an oat milk latte, so that makes it better,
No, it
right?
doesn't matter. The
No.
caffeine's what gets you.
Oh, I thought it was the milk.
No, it's not the milk.
The milk cranked
I mean,
up the
it might be.
caffeine.
There are people where the milk is worse than the caffeine.
That's why it's oat milk for me. I guess you guys need a merch store now. Everybody wants our shirt and mugs. He left.
I'm still here.
Oh, I thought
I
you
heard
walked out.
yell. I was gonna leave.
You can leave.
Look, I come see us at shows. We'll give you stickers. I don't know.
We do have
we
stickers.
buttons now.
We have buttons now, I think, yeah.
Yeah. So if you can find us at Gen Con or whatever, we can maybe get you some swag. But I don't have extra hoodies at this point.
No.
That's not me. I don't make that.
Yeah, I don't make
We make
hoodies.
miniatures.
I don't make hoodies. I'm still rocking the old one, which is funny.
Well, that's because the old one is perfect for this weather because it's nice and
It's light. It's so light.
Yeah.
The second edition one was
It's
heavy,
It's more of a winter hoodie.
which we don't get around here hardly.
I mean, we do. It gets pretty cold here these days. But
Not
that
cold
light one
enough.
is perfect for spring and fall.
Yeah. Or if you're like me and the air conditioner in your office blows directly on
That's true.
where I sit.
Your room's pretty chilly.
That is a chilly room.
Uh-huh. You should have put the servers in there.
Which is funny because usually this room is the cold one too. And I walked in here today and immediately I was like, oh no. Oh no.
Balmy.
I need Josh's towel.
Oh, you got a whole roll of them.
Oh, it's true, I do. Chris is going to find out I keep stealing his towels. He's going to figure it out someday.
Someday. That's all right. Jeremy keeps ordering more, so honestly, there'll never be a lack of them.
There's always more towels.
As long as you keep Summer from stitching.
Summer would tell on me, probably.
She would.
Go right to Chris and be like, Towels is the one stealing all your towels. I can't help it. I need the towels. For the paint streams. For the good of the paint streams. What else you got, chat? Last stream of day 2. I'm just dry brushing. I like that we ended on the like easiest, most chill paint stream. This is like dry brushing terrain. Look how easy it is. Do not be afraid of terrain. Just get in there and make a mess. Get in there and make a mess. What other items come in the train set? That's a great question. So you get corners, you get straight walls, you get a wall that's slightly curved, and you can see the seam right there. So it's slightly curved. So you can get this little chunk of curvy. There's a little chunk of curvy. And then you get these little lamps, which are wonderful. Mine's been modified. So if you look on the inside of the walls, these, they got little plugs. These the little light poles usually have like a little plug. I trimmed mine off and shaved it because I wanted my light poles to be freestanding points. And then you get like a wrecked doodad and some crates. Little crates. Base size, there is no base size to the lamps. There is no base size to the lamps. Those are just, I cut them to fit the lamps. They were designed to just connect to the buildings. They do not do anything in the game. If you wanted to, you could put them on a 2-inch disc, a plastic card, as long as it's a 2-inch disc, or maybe glue it to the top of a 2-inch token and make it a 3D objective if you so wanted to. But I would bet 3D tokens would be a thing we would think of.
You were a betting man?
If I was a betting man, which I'm not. With some dope 3D tokens for Legion. Seems pretty cool, doesn't it, Summer? There's Star Wars lava lamps. Which now I don't understand why I've like lava lamps has come up like multiple times in my conversations recently. I'm just like, I think like 3 times in like the past 2 months I've been like, we should get a lava lamp. We should get a lava lamp. Uh-oh. What is happening? People like lava lamps. Star Wars lava lamps. Yeah, Star Wars lava lamps. They're Mustafarian lava lamps. People like lava. Yeah. What's that? Oh. What do I need to do with that?
Nothing, I was just showing you what's here.
Yeah, do we need to... It looks dope. Is that what all of them are? No. Can I see what that is?
I mean, you should know.
That's dope. Yeah, now I'm just being a jerk, I feel like. Well, yeah, that's... It's like, he's looking at dope things. Schick, would 3D objective tokens be cool for Legion?
Heck yeah, the rules allow it.
Heck yeah, the rules allow it.
Objective tokens have a silhouette, you can't stand on them, point of interest. So all those like vital assets and bomb carts and things, like they're all fair game to be your objective as long as you base them on that 2-inch circle.
Put them on a 2-inch circle. Put your vital assets on a 2-inch circle. And
Modify your own, like you do a little bank of like vital assets, moisture evaporators and things.
literally all I've ever wanted in life.
Mm-hmm. We did it just for you.
And I know I begged.
Just for you. So
It's like-
I can't wait to see what people do with their objectives. You can hobby them to your heart's content. Take that little Nemoidian hostage mini and like put it on a thing, like put it
Oh,
in a launch
yeah,
garage, have it
yeah.
be one of your points of interest. People have to, you gotta make your own bunkers for the bunker scenario.
Oh man, wait. This sounds like
2-inch bunkers.
wait, what? This sounds like a hobby blog.
I mean, it might be. Why haven't you done it already?
I don't know.
You've known about this for like at least 18 months.
At least 18 months, but I didn't put it all together until you said it. Like I didn't think about a 2-inch bunker.
Yeah,
That's a
2-inch
pretty
bunker.
pretty tiny bunker, but
Well, it's like a pillbox.
Kelfry says critter objectives! Exclamation point!
Yeah,
Critter
absolutely.
objectives!
Critter objectives.
Oh my God! Rescue the convor! Ooh,
Tuca,
the
whatever.
Tuca!
I mean, yeah, sky's the limit. Like, it's gonna be really cool to see those objectives be more than just a little red objective token. So that's and that was part of the goal of doing what we did. You can hobby whatever you want. It just has to be on a 2-inch diameter circle.
Ross, do you want a hobby blog? He's upstairs going, yes. Put a gonk droid on a base. It's 2 inches. What size base is that? Is that 50?
It's the same base that the droidicas are on.
Which is 50, I believe.
I don't know, maybe.
I don't
Yeah,
remember.
that sounds right.
It's after 5, no math.
No,
I'm not
it's too
doing
much for me.
like
Whatever the droidicas are on is if you remove the notches, because the notches obviously cut into the diameter of the circle.
right, but I can do that.
Right. But yeah, I think they're on a 50, but I don't remember.
Everybody's
There are
confirming 50.
lots of bases in Legion.
Ross confirms he wants a hobby.
Of course he did. Of course he did. Alright, I gotta go review this stuff.
Go review that. Bye, Chick. Everybody say bye, Chick. I always volunteer for more work.
That is the Dallas way.
It's the Dallas way. Thanks. It's so true. I'm like, that's a great idea. I want to do it. And then I'm like, oh no. What have I done? I actually like, so if you look at my SharePoint train, I actually like some paint strokes on my train. I think it just adds a little. He apparently arrived upstairs with a high chick. I like a little paintbrush strokes on my train. I think it just adds to like the story and like the painterly backdrop. So I always try to make sure I get a little bit of that on there. I think we just make this a thing. Everybody, we're gonna do let's do a community thing. Ross, are you with me? Community thing. We're all gonna just start in the next month. Everybody's just gonna start building their objective tokens. What objective tokens should I build? I'm starting my Empire Force. So I need Empire objectives. So what are my objectives? What am I gonna put on a 2-inch base to make objective tokens? I mean, a droid is obvious. Right, like a gonk. Or a downed R2 unit. Statues of the Emperor, I like that one. Droid scrap piles, I like that one. I'm sure there's some like little parts and bits we can use from the vital assets. We'll hobby some up. We're just going over this one more time, make sure I got it the way I want it. And then we'll start adding black to it. Yeah, I love it. I love it, 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 I love it. Oh, fun to make objective tokens that match the terrain you're on. So if you go to tournament, each table has objective tokens to match. That would be rad. So some Hoth Ice World tokens. Coal black. Some Mustafar, some Pantora, Coruscant, Underworld. Some indoor tokens. Love it. I think that's a wonderful idea. I do. Tauntaun objective. Oh. How long has that one been sitting there when you wait?
Just arrived.
Oh, I thought you had seen it and I just hadn't looked up and you're just like waiting for me to look up.
Too good.
Get your own Tauntaun. Oh, I love Tauntaun objective token. I thought they smelled bad on the outside. That's right. I don't think I could bring myself to hobby a little Luke Skywalker in a time. I don't think I could bring myself to do it. Sorry. So this is like coal black with like a little touch of that warm dark gray. And you can barely see this because this is like the foundational sort of dark dry brush that we're almost covering almost all the black, but not quite all the black. A little out of control there. Very painterly. A lot of brush strokes. That's okay. Like I said, I think that adds a lot of really cool visual interest. Now I need a smaller brush. Gotta clean this one though. Just get all that paint out of there. Accidentally stick it in more paint that was wet that I didn't notice. Get a little smaller brush. Late to the party. What terrain says this? This is the outer rim terrain set for Star Wars Legion. Very exciting and versatile little terrain set that I've been waiting to show off. Sculpted by our own in-house Kevin Kirkus. It's pretty versatile, customizable little terrain set. Schick is back.
You want to show them something cool?
Yeah, maybe. Oh yeah, you want to show that? Okay.
You can. It just came in. Hot off the presses,
Hot.
as they say.
Like a remix to Ignition?
That's right.
Hang on, where's my spot, Summer?
Right there.
Right there?
Yep.
Schick just brought these in. Which one should I start with?
Doesn't matter.
This
I
one.
think, have you done both of them yet, or have you only painted one?
Oh, whoops.
Oopsies.
You get ready for tomorrow.
So, this obviously, I think you guys talked a little bit. This is still, you talked about the SWP and or
These are the
SWL.
last SWLs.
The-
The last single language, old packaging products to be released.
And then, so this is still the old packaging. We're just moving over to new packaging and new design after this. These were the last things in that sort of philosophy. They were all done, so that's why it's like this. And then we moved on to the new design.
But all the rules will be consistent and all
Mhm.
that stuff like we talked about. You can open it up and show them the stuff.
And then just a little, look at this unit. They've seen this unit.
Oh,
They
yeah.
have. They've seen all the content.
Oh, I
But
know. I know.
you can clutch pearls. It's fine.
This is what happens when you hang out.
Now sometimes I check the mail.
You get, you get bases.
It's true. It's true.
You get a read this first with credits and a dope poster of just one of my favorite pieces of art. You get the tokens and stuff. And these really dope frames. Look at those. Building these was so much fun. Did you see the ones I painted?
The riot trooper?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw them on your desk. 'Cause I use your little work desk to review everything that's not in an office.
What'd you think? Do you like the
Cool.
color scheme?
Yeah.
I like the color
Very
scheme.
sinister.
This is very sinister.
They're there to enslave and oppress, not
They're-
protect and serve.
They are not protecting and serving at all. They're
You don't
there.
have to bother with putting them back in. Just throw them to the
Yeah, but
side.
I'm gonna. But I'm gonna.
It's fine. You're just taking valuable painting time now.
They're all excited. Look at that. End of day surprises.
Pretty cool. That's why you check your mail, kids.
Check your mail. Everybody's super excited. Got a good home for them. Yeah, everybody, trust me, everybody in the studio has been waiting for those. So, very exciting. What a fun little way to end the day. Little sneak peek. Little sneaky peeky. Yeah, I love the shield so much. I just think that unit is just so cool looking and unique. And I just started painting a set on stream. You know, with the Legion refresh, I think it's such an interesting opportunity to revisit an old army or jump into a new one. And that's probably something I'll be talking a lot about in the future. And I wanted to really jump in with, I've been eyeballing Empire for a while, and I've got 3 painted ATSTs, and I was like, oh, but I knew hard plastic stormtroopers were coming, right? So I had to wait, and now I got hard plastic stormtroopers, and now I can build that Empire army and paint this terrain for it. I know it's designed for outer rim walls and ruined building corners. It's very reminiscent of Shatterpoint buildings. Are they the same scale? Yes. Everything, yes. You can totally use your Shatterpoint buildings in Legion. You can totally use this in Legion or Shatterpoint. That's what they're designed to do. Can't wait to make an Andor-themed Imperial army. Generic commanders, Death Troopers looking for Cassian, Riot Troopers for days. As a Rebel main, I'm equally excited for the Sleeper Cell and Imperial Riot Squad. Great model design and great concept. Thanks, Carp. Yeah, use terrain is a very versatile and interesting thing, and the only limit is your imagination. The only limit's your imagination. You can do all kinds of fun, unique things with just a paint job, or maybe a little customized hobby, little this and that to switch it up. Add some plastic art, add some bits, chop something up. Make terrain your own. Terrain is a character in the game just as Darth Vader, and it's exciting and fun that we get to tell stories in the way we get to as a miniature player, as a miniature hobbyist, right? Not many games allow you to create these unique little worlds, and I hope you take advantage of it, because it's super exciting that of all the different games out there, these are the types that lets you put your mark in the world and show people your creativity, show people your take on things. And that's just beautiful. I think adding a little black to frame that's going to look really slick. Man, I got the biggest, grungiest brush to do this. Well, I purposely picked really bad brushes to do terrain. And sometimes that means they're a little bit harder to control and you make mistakes. But then I kind of just allow the mistake to happen and just let it lie. Play the ball where it lies. And I end up, in the moment I might be like, what am I doing? But then I get the terrain all painted and I look and I see those little flaws and I'm like, you know what? I love those little flaws. I love the little imperfections. Let's do the interesting parts. Should we do all the cabling? Should we do all this cabling? Probably, right? I need a better brush for that. Does anybody need to see me do the cabling? That's a better question. Would that be compelling? Like even on these dark areas, I let a little bit of that brown shine through. It sort of just adds depth to the situation. That's right, Kel. Happy accidents. It's been my whole life. Just happy accidents. I'm going to convince Ben to convert some objectives with me. Who else wants to convert objectives with me? Sound off. Get in, painter. We're converting objectives. Omega's in. Come on, I can't be the only one. What colors do you have in mind for the control panel on that piece? Ooh, great question. I love teal and red buttons. I do. I love teal and red buttons a lot, like a whole lot. Let's dry brush with warm gray. And let's get a little tiny touch of blue, gray blue. Yeah, droid parts on sprues to make the objectives. You do get a bunch of little, you definitely pay attention to train sets as we make them. Right, Summer? Because we definitely put little fun things on our train sets.
Oh, yeah.
It needs to be a little darker, I think. Just a scoochy scooch. Like you've seen the Shatterpoint train sets, and they got the little critters. I think definitely my favorite one is coming soonish. Whose job is it to fill the frame with miscellaneous stuff? A little bit of me, a little bit of engineers. Ross had an idea for something just yesterday, and I was like, send it to me, and I'll put it on the list. Little blue-gray mix. Love the Womp Rat and the Owl. Yep. The Convoy and the Womp Rat and the Tuca. Is that a question or a statement, Imar? I feel like I'm being told, you like waffles. You will like these waffles.
Dallas,
Yes,
are you
ma'am.
a waffle guy or a pancake guy?
So I make pancakes at home,
All right.
and I've done my best to make very good pancakes. And I do get props for my pancakes when people eat them. They're thick
Okay.
and super fluffy.
Do you put fruit in it?
If you
Blueberries?
want,
Bananas?
I never put stuff in the pancakes.
Okay.
Like if I'm doing fruit, I will slice fruit and I will spend all morning making a compote. and then I put the fruit on top. But I don't usually mess with the pancake. Like I want the pancake to ring true, and then you
Yep.
want to add to it. But my favorite restaurant just happens to serve pecan waffles.
Oh.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Pecan waffles. But I knew what you meant.
Well, pecans. What's a pecan? What is that word? Pecan. Pecan. Oh man, pecan waffles. A pork chop, some grits. Fruit armor. Was anyone on that show named Baba Ganoush? Oh my, that's not dry at all. Almonds? What's an almond? It's in today, Simone. What's an almond? We're just dry brushing and having a good time. We're winding down for the evening.
Dallas.
What?
What is your newest obsession?
Oat milk?
Oh
I'm an oat milk guy.
my
I
goodness.
don't know if you know this. I'm all about oat milk.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You're just now discovering it?
Yeah. Simone made me try it. This morning I got a coffee with oat milk. I have a coffee with oat milk right now. It's delicious. Who would have known? Who would have known? Simone's becoming very concerned about the quality of my streams. I'm sorry, Simone. They're talking about almonds. As I dry brush a light gray dry brush. If this gets a little bit on the brown, I don't mind. It sort of looks, makes it feel more worn, or maybe, something. No, see, look at everybody on the oat milk train. Everybody's like, yeah, oat milk, bro. I'm like, I didn't know. No one told me. Do you think I'm taught this where I went to school? This is pretty wet, so I can't dry brush there. Let's lighten it up just a scooch. How much paint do you leave on the brush when you dry brush? That almost sounds like one of those, like, how much wood chuck? How much paint would a dry brush brush if a dry brush did dry brush? Or dry brush did brush dry?
There you go.
Got it.
Ooh, yeah, that was quick.
Very, very little. Good question, Kel. Very, very little. On these, especially the Shatterpoint train and Legion train, I like the look of the paint strokes. So I actually kind of irregularly leave some bristles heavier, so I get those little strippy stripes, and I get that nice like poppy gray look. But yeah, you want almost all of it out. You want the brush to be very, very clean, because that's going to give you the best dry brush effect. And I'm actually kind of pushing into the base of the bristles here sometimes, and that's helping me get that painterly look. But not every time, just sometimes. It's coming together. It's coming together. We got 30 minutes.
Yeah, just under 30 minutes.
Okay. I'm gonna do these lights, and then I'm gonna hit the corner here with this lighter gray that we're working with. And then we're gonna move on to some details. Because we're at the end of Ministravaganza number 7, day 2, final stream of the day. About to close it out for all the marbles. What are these poles? Antennas? They're like little lights. They're little lights. You can always add more paint later if you want to. That's true. You can build it up. Thank you, Go-Go. I'm just going to say Go-Go. Zargogo? Zargogo. Zargogo, the destroyer, has come. Do you prefer achieving gradient by dry brush or airbrush? Both. Both. I think both have their place. I'm dry brushing because this is fun and relaxing. But I did start with an airbrush and got like that darkness in the corner. That's from the airbrush. And then the dry brush on the edges. So 2 steps, very quickly, using dry brush and airbrush in conjunction together for the win. That paint's still just not quite dry down in that. But that's okay. We're gonna make it. I've done things with no airbrush. I've done things only airbrush. I've done things no dry brush. I've done things only dry brush. So it's really just what tool you want to use for the job. What's going to be the easiest, what works for the project, right? I don't believe anything is cheating. There's no cheating in art. You just make an art, especially for miniatures, right? How can you cheat in miniatures? You just paint miniatures. So if you got a dry brush, rock that dry brush. Dry brush is, or airbrush. Airbrushing is harder than people think. And dry brushing can be more complex than people think. Just a tool in the toolkit. That's right. Airbrushing can be quite difficult. Sometimes I'm just like, nope. I'm like, I should airbrush this, and then I'm like, I don't want to deal with it. Let's get the good brush out. I need a drink. I'm drinking coffee. Oh, it's such a mistake.
Stop.
Am I talking a lot?
No, I'm worried about you going to sleep at some point, Fred.
I know.
Or you can just have another cup and not go to sleep.
Yeah. Can't go to sleep if you're always awake.
Yep.
Can we see this?
Yes. We can see you painting, yes. I could zoom in a bit.
That's right. You ain't got to get ready if you're already ready. Let me tell you, I passed out last night. Somebody's back. Is it Schick?
Of course.
Could have been Simone.
I think they're asking for a mini for scale, right? Am I wrong?
No,
They
you're
want a
right.
Mini for scale, right?
Mini for scale. Does anybody want to see a mini for scale for this Legion terrain? Tell me when. Is that in the shot, Summer?
Green is in the shot, yep.
This one?
Yep.
Should we put it right there?
Yeah, wherever you think is best for the scale.
Look at that. That's about the size of that terrain. So you can get a good
Maybe
gander
Summer needs to zoom in a little bit.
of somebody that's about 5'11", but leaning. And you can see the little lamp. Boop. Pretty tall. What does it look like behind a wall? Could totally go over that wall.
Good. He's a very nimble man.
He just leaps. Good shot.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see comparison here.
Oh, you're gonna have to go up on that one.
What's that control panel there?
I like that.
This is obviously where General Grievous hides his plans. Gotta catch the bus, Ma.
I'm late.
I'm late. Yeah. So there you go. Miniature for scale. We'll just leave them right there. Watch me flick paint.
I'll take it back.
Oh,
I'll take
thanks.
it back.
Because that's what would
I
happen.
don't wanna incur the wrath of Tony.
I would go like this. I'd like tap tap and it just like split.
You know who would have to fix it?
Me, I would have to fix it. That's what happens at the end of the day when Schick is bored. He just wants to go eat dinner. He's just like, I just want to go eat dinner. Let's go.
I actually thought he was coming in with snacks in his hand.
Oh, you thought he had snacks?
It was not snacks.
I thought he had more popcorn because he was totally walking around with popcorn.
Nope.
So this is way messier than I normally would be, but it's okay. It's just a little terrain. Who always has the best snacks in the office? Everybody. Because our boy Jeremy brings in all the snacks. We have very serious and strict rules of snacks in the office.
There must always be plenty.
There must always be plenty. And you know what? Jeremy's very good at like listening about what people like. Like he heard me say once that I like, because he had like red licorice up in the, and I was just like, oh, red licorice. I'm like, is there any black licorice? And Tony's like, ooh, I like black licorice too. I'm like, oh, I love black licorice. And Jeremy heard it and bought black licorice and keeps black licorice up there. So, but there's always like all kinds of little snacks. There you go, Simone with the Scandinavian swimmers. And the sour ones. Oh, you get enough. That I know, I've seen you. But those, man, you can eat enough of those for a bellyache.
Simone likes the lobsters.
Oh yeah, the lobsters. Yeah, Scandinavian swimmers. Beep 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 boop beep 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 boop boop beep 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 boop 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 boop. Spring butterflies. I'm gonna tell you right now, snacks and movies have definitely been brought up during interviews. Jeremy also gets my favorite cookies. So when we're doing like Ministrav, like right now, my favorite cookie gets brought in, which is awesome. I got some green on the palette. Let's use that green. We closing in? Oh yeah, we got like 15 minutes. So we do the off-white first for the lit buttons, just because it gives that nice base to work with. And then I need bold pyrrole. Bold pyrrole. Oh, yeast rolls. Boy, oh boy. Anybody got any yeast rolls? Send them my way. Couple buttons. I think this one has more red lit. It's like a password. You don't know what the password is to these buttons. Yeah, and the answer that Schick thinks is the correct answer is the right answer. I'm sorry, there's only one correct answer to that. I mean, they're all good, but there is a best. maybe I'll watch it this week. When can we expect this building kit? Did we? I don't have those dates. Do you? Did we put them in the roadmap?
I don't remember. But I do believe I have a strong suspicion that we did.
Are you just gonna say the date and hope for the best
I'm not gonna say the date.
in your life? You're just gonna hope for the best with your life?
We could say
You a gambling girl? We already established I'm not a gambling man. Are you a gambling gal?
Alright.
A quarter?
Say that.
A quarter. What quarter?
It's first quarter next year.
There you go.
So it's definitely worth discussing.
I'm gonna use a little transparent yellow. Not that. That was a mess. Somebody's rocking and rolling outside. All right, kids, this is it. First quarter next year. This is it. We're in the final few minutes of the final stream of day 2 of Ministravaganza. We've hoped you've enjoyed everything that we've... Oh, you know another thing I'm going to do on this? Watch this. I have to go through and do this on all my SharePoint training because I learned this trick at Adepticon. Anyways, hope you enjoyed everything we've had to offer this week so far. Remember, we got one more day. One more day. Tomorrow morning, bright and early, at 9 is the Marvel Crisis Protocol roadmap. I got it right. But we've had a great time, and we love seeing everybody else out in the community having a great time this week. We thank you so much for joining us. We love doing Ministravaganza. Remember, this is only day 2. We got one more day. We got so much more to show you. Get ready for tomorrow, 9 a.m. Get back here on Twitch for the Marvel Crisis Protocol roadmap. So until in the morning, good night, good luck, good friends, good food. Goodbye.